a really good friend named Sam once. On the day he was scheduled to be euthanized, a rescue society placed him in a foster home, where we found him and adopted him into our family. He soon became my best friend in the whole world. According to the American Humane Society, there was a study done in 1997 to estimate the number of euthanizations of animals in local shelters. Of these shelters, there were 1,000 that participated. It was discovered that 4.3 million animals came into these shelters, and 64% of all animals were euthanized, 56% of all dogs, and 71% of all cats. It's estimated that about 2% of all cats and 15% of dogs are actually reunited with their original owners. Some of the reasons that PETA states for animals being brought into shelters are injuries that they're being brought in to treat. If they're untreatable, they are euthanized. Animals are not turned away, so the shelters have too many animals, and those that are not being able to be adopted are euthanized to create space. There are shows on TV called Animal Cops, different ones based on states. And all of these shows include animals being brought into shelters for abuse and cruelty. They're being brought in off the streets when they're found wandering alone, and when they're found in puppy mill raids. According to the ASPCA, a puppy mill is a large-scale commercial dog breeding operation where profit is given priority over the well-being of the dogs. Unlike responsible breeders, who place the utmost importance on producing the healthiest puppies possible, breeding in puppy mills is performed without consideration of genetic quality. This results in generations of dogs with unchecked hereditary defects." End quote. There are two main solutions in the fight to save animals from being euthanized. Adoption is the first one, bringing an animal into your family and making them part of the family. And the second main solution would be charitable donations to the organizations that fund money to treat these animals and to find them new homes. There are some other solutions too. Animals are spayed and neutered in the shelters, which prevents more animals from being born when there's not enough space for the animals that they have already. Also, do not buy animals from pet stores or from private breeders. Private breeders are selling these animals for monetary gain when there are plenty of animals that already need homes. And the ASPCA says that pet stores actually get their puppies from pet mills. So when you're buying an animal from a pet store, you're just opening up another spot for a puppy mill puppy to be brought in and sold for money. The future of these animals that will be saved is that they will have homes and lives, they'll have a future and a family, and they will be safe from abuse. The future for the person who brings an animal into their families, they will have a companion who unconditionally loves them, and they will have the feeling that after saving a life. I know from my personal experience with Sam how gratifying it felt to know that we've changed his life. You have the ability to save an innocent animal from being euthanized. Adopting these animals will avoid neglect and abuse. They'll keep animals from being on the streets wandering alone, and they will give these animals a new lease in life. I challenge you to consider adoption, and if adoption is not an option, I challenge you to consider charitable donations to such organizations. Thank you.